Doc, what are we gonna do? Marty, we've gotta go back to the future. Peeps, what's up? Feeling kind of nostalgic? No, we're not building Back to the Future DeLorean. As you can see, it's already built. This is an old set. Not an old set. I did this one a couple years ago, and it was a blast. I loved it. But I'm just feeling nostalgia today. It made me think about going back to the past or to the future. Semantics, right? Because time isn't linear if you believe some people. Peeps! We're in the Lego lounge. Lego lights on. What are we building, peeps? We're going back in time. We're building a typewriter, peeps. All right, first of all, let me give you the deets. This is set number 21327, 2079 pieces. Peeps, I'm gonna tell you, ever since I saw this set, I've been stoked. I got lucky to get this set on sale, but it was kind of through a third party. So fingers crossed this is real. Obviously, if you saw just a second ago, the box is a little bit damaged. That's fine. I'm just excited to build a working typewriter. I mean, working. But it is a mechanical typewriter from everything I've seen anyway. The keys actually move, and peeps, if you're my age, you probably started out at least learning to type on a typewriter. I know I did a lot of this when I was younger, and I thought I was the bee's knees to have a typewriter. I don't even remember where I got it. But it's probably another one of those things. It probably came from a yard sale or something. I got a lot of stuff, just like my Polaroid camera. I'm pretty sure I got that in a yard sale too. But, peeps, this is exciting. I'm gonna go ahead and sort these bags out, and I'll be right back. Boom, welcome back, peeps. Got all the bags sorted out, so you guys didn't have to sit here and watch that. Man, look at this. This is pretty cool. So, I think this is such a cool set because, well, one, it's ideas. We've talked about that. It's an idea set. So, a fan actually created this set, posted it, got picked up by Lego, and then they produced it. So that to me is awesome. I'm always amazed at the fan creators. But also, this is a neat little addition. So there's this book, and it's got a letter that presumably would have been typed on a typewriter to the Lego friends from Thomas Kirk Christensen. I'm assuming he's a high up type at Lego, and it's translated into a ton of different languages. So very cool aspect. And then I think this is supposed to be this front page. I believe if I rip this out, will be the paper for the typewriter at the end. Man, this just brings me back. I mean, I'm telling you, I hate to be the old man. I don't like being the old man, but I guess I just have to be. I'm at that age. I'm an old man now. So, you know, I look back at my childhood, and this is how I learned to type. I didn't learn on a computer. In fact, I don't even think we owned a computer in my house until high school, maybe late middle school. I'm not 100% on that timeline. It was definitely a hand-me-down from family members that upgraded, and they were able to pass down, and we were very thankful to have a computer. But before that, we had a typewriter, and that's how I learned to type. And I think it's kind of lost on the younger generations because they've grown up with everything. I mean, cell phones, tablets, computers. They start out with this stuff, and even if they don't for example, if you're just not fortunate enough to have these things in your home, if you're going to a public school, you're probably going to have it still. So I think this is a lost way. Y'all know it. English is hard. It's an experience that's lost on the younger generations, to have to learn to type on something and be accurate the first time. Obviously, technology is great. Spell check is great. Being able to retype the thing over and over and over again and get it right, eventually is great. But typewriters, they made you better at what you did, because you had to be accurate the first time. Otherwise, you wasted that whole piece of paper. You typed the whole thing out. For your younger folks that have never seen a typewriter, have never dealt with a typewriter, you typed on a piece of paper. It literally came out on the piece of paper. You didn't send it to a printer and like, you typed it on the piece of paper. It physically typed on a piece of ink. It was a little ink strip that was in your printer or in your typewriter, and as you hit the keys, the little hammer comes up, it hits the ink, and it puts it on the piece of paper, and your paper just kind of moves along. And yeah, so if you made a mistake, you're done. You got to start over. And you don't have to, but if you cared about being accurate, you're using the thing you were typing for anything important, you probably wanted to get it right the first time. So anyways, I think it's definitely an experience that the younger generations are missing out on. And times change. We all got to grow with the times, and I've learned to use computers and cell phones and all the good things. I was thankfully part of the generation that got to see pre-internet, and now I'm living in the post, or not really post-internet, but living in modern times. Boy, English is hard. Peeps, I'm just going to come out and tell y'all, today I'm feeling rough. I woke up this morning. This happens to me sometimes now. I wake up and I just don't have it in me. There's for most of my life, I had no problem getting out of bed. My alarm went off, I'm up, I'm going, and nothing would make me go back to bed. And these days, I don't know what it is. Some days I get up and I have nothing in me. Physically, mentally, I just don't have something. There's that gear is just not there. And today was one of those days. I just couldn't get up this morning. I couldn't get moving, couldn't get motivated. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I am excited to build. But honestly, I didn't want to record today. I would be perfectly fine just sitting here building and not talking. I'm just being real. But this is what I do now. I build Lego and I record and I share with peeps out there, and I gotta, share my experience. And so that's what I'm doing, for better or for worse. So I've already talked way too long, but oh, by the way, only 2 stickers in this set. That kind of made me happy. See how my brain works? I'm all over the place. Anyways, let's just build, peeps. Let's just build. By the way, much like the Polaroid, I'm really looking forward to seeing how the mechanics of this build play out. 1, 2, 3. Because I owned typewriters growing up. Well, probably typewriter singular, but understanding how it works, I never did. I just knew it did. 1, 2. Man. So, I'm excited to see how this all plays out and how all the parts work to make a typewriter do its thing. Now, obviously, this is not going to be 100% accurate to a real typewriter, and boy, try to get your hands on a real typewriter today. A non-electric typewriter. I imagine there's still some folks out there that use a real typewriter, but they're electric now, I believe. Plug them in or something. So, not quite the same, but rambling. I am excited to see where this goes and how it all works, because I'm not a mechanically inclined person, but I do love mechanical stuff. It makes me excited to see it in action, and in the case of Lego, learning how it works. That to me is super exciting. So I'm just gonna sit here and I'm gonna build. I'm gonna hope for a better mood as this build goes on. As I said, today was just not a day for excitement and enthusiasm, and it's not an act. I don't put on an act for this channel. I definitely hype myself up when I make a video and get excited, and I try to come up with something creative and fun to start off all my videos, or integrate it into the video somewhere, but just wasn't feeling it today. But we'll just keep building. We'll see how it comes out, and hopefully I feel better. I'm sure I will, because Lego does this for me. It makes me happy. It pumps me up, and that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here, peeps. So, quick funny story. I have a habit, and I've done it for a while, that when my daughter comes home from school, I ask her, "What did you learn today?" Because, as I've told her for many years, you're going to school. That's the reason we go to school. We go to school to learn. And so she went to class yesterday, and the teacher hit the students with a pop quiz. And it was a bunch of nonsense. It was like, write your name, draw a box, when you get to this part, clap your hands, shout something out. There was just a bunch of things that didn't relate to the class she was in at all, and it was just a bunch of silly stuff, essentially. And then the very last step of the entire pop quiz, the very last part, told the students, now that you've read all the directions, go back and do steps 1 and 2. I think that's what she said. And so, anyways, apparently the very first step was read all the instructions before completing any other steps. And so the thing that she told me she learned was to pay attention and read all the instructions. Because she, like apparently most of the students, did not the first time read all of the instructions. And so I say all that to say, much like I told her yesterday, attention to detail. It's something that the military drove into me, and I sometimes struggle with now. Again, my brain is just a little... But that last step that I just did, putting these little rubber grommets or whatever these are on here, in the previous step, it showed the little red plus piece going up and down, not just any direction, because this little rubber grommet's got to go on there, and if it's not lined up correctly, it's not going to work. So it's like her, I need to use that attention to detail sometimes. I kind of missed that, and I had to go back and fix most of it. Here we are. All right, peeps. This is bag one, which, as you can see, is just several piles of different configurations of things. I have no idea. I am assuming. I'm not even gonna say I'm assuming. I'm gonna make a guess. Since these are all Technic pieces, and since they've got these little rubber grommets that would stretch as you do things, that these are part of the gears somehow. I don't know how yet. I'll say I was sitting here thinking about this as I was building. One of the things that I feel conflicted about as a Lego fan and as a creator is watching other people's content. Not because I don't want to support, because I do. I absolutely want to support fellow creators, and you know, especially those are the folks that are supporting me, and I just can't say thank you enough. But as you guys have probably heard me say too many times, I love the surprise of building. And if I go and I sit and I watch other people, now obviously if it's sets that either A are mocks, my own creations, you guys haven't heard me talk about that before, it's basically somebody created their own stuff and put it out there in the world, which technically this set was once upon a time. It was somebody's mock, and he sent it to Lego, and they approved it, and they made it an official Lego set. But I'll watch mocks all day, like, because again, I don't have that creative skill to come up with stuff on my own. I wish I did. I just don't. I don't have that bone in my body. So I'll watch mocks all day, or if it's sets that I know I have no interest in building myself, you know, I'll watch those because again, there's no surprise to be lost. But especially if it's a set that I haven't built yet, but I intend to build, I don't want to know. I don't want to know ahead of time how things are going to go. So I don't typically watch those unless it's like a review. Like if somebody just puts out a review and says, hey, but even those can be dicey, because Lego is pretty awesome about, they like to sneak in little Easter eggs, especially to the sets that are like, you know, various fandoms, like Batman. You know, I know the Batcave build, the Shadow Box build, has several little Easter eggs, like little things that are just hidden in there that you discover as you build. Or, for example, and this is not a set that I planned to build, so I did watch some videos on it, the Dungeons and Dragons set that I know a lot of folks are really into, had several neat little Easter eggs. Again, it's not a set I'm interested in. I'm not into Dungeons and Dragons, but I love Lego, so I didn't mind watching the videos of folks that put them out there. Plus I got some friends that were interested, so I wanted to be able to do a little research. You know, I know it sounds funny to people that maybe aren't really that deeply into Lego or whatever. I literally do some form of Lego research, study, whatever on a daily basis to just kind of know what's coming up, and know what's out there. So anyways, I will watch stuff like that, but like I have no idea how this set is going to go, because even though I know there's folks out there that have built this set and they put out their reviews and stuff on it, I don't want to watch them ahead of time. Now, if I see them later, I'll definitely go back and watch and get other people's. Hey, now sometimes if I'm on the fence about a set, like, oh, I think I might be interested, but I'm not sure, then sometimes I'll go and watch. But even that, I'll probably just like skip through stuff. You know, I'll get just give me your opinion. I just want to know your opinion of the set, but not necessarily all the nitty-gritty details. Anywho, I say all that to say I love all the fellow content creators out there. I do my best to support, but sometimes I don't. I just don't watch as much as I maybe could, just because I don't want to ruin the surprise for me. I love the surprises of the builds. So, anywho, back to the build. Peeps, that's bag 2. Yeah, I think you can see we got ourselves some keyboard going on here. There's the different. You guys have ever seen a typewriter? Now, obviously, if you guys have not seen a typewriter in real life, this might be hard to visualize, but the keyboard on a typewriter was not flat. It was tiered. So you can see right here in this picture, boom, there's the bottom row, middle row, top row. It was a tiered situation. So typing wasn't quite as easy. It wasn't quite as fast. I mean, I'm sure there was professionals that were very fast, but I can see we got a keyboard started. But peeps, that's an hour and a half. I don't think it's gonna, obviously once I edit all this, it'll be a lot shorter, but I think I'm going to call this one a video. Peeps, if you enjoyed this and you want to see more, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share with all your friends. I greatly appreciate it. The channel has been growing lately. We are over 100. Yes, yes, yes. And just want to keep doing more. Peeps, I'm not just saying this. I know this is what this channel is about, but I'm feeling in such a better mood right now. I haven't gotten up and done anything, so as far as my energy levels, I have no idea, but I'm feeling significantly better, and I think I'm gonna chop this video off. We'll put this out as part 1 or part 2, really, probably, and then I'm gonna do another one today because I'm feeling good. I'm feeling motivated. I'm feeling super stoked. I will say, by the way, I want to stop for a second. Part of the reason this section took me so long is, if you guys saw these plus shaped rods that I was having to build this whole section on, they're not super firm, right? And so, oh no, my light went out. They're not super firm, and obviously with all these different, it was going back and forth, I saw there's a lot of potential for mistakes, and for sure there's still a possibility I made mistakes. I don't know. We will find out as this build goes on. Hopefully none, because I was doing my very best. You kind of could see as it went on there was a pattern to it, but as the late great Roddy Piper once said, just when you think you got the answers, I change the questions. I know I've used that joke before. Not really a joke though, because it applies. It's true, when you think you know what's going to happen, Lego will switch things up. So I took my time. I really wanted to be diligent to make sure I didn't make a bunch of mistakes. It isn't a Technic set per se, but it's definitely very technical, and I wanted to make sure I got it right the first time. And I think that helped because it slowed my brain down, it made me really focus on the task at hand, and I think I got it. So, peeps, thanks for coming. I'll see you next time, and until then, holla!